Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. World leaders, including Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, have launched an international claims commission in The Hague to seek compensation for damage from Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The body will build on an existing register that has already received more than 80,000 claims. The move comes as diplomatic efforts, led by the United States, intensify to bring the war to an end. Just before the Commission's launch, President Zelenskyy said Russia must be held accountable for what he called the crime of aggression. Speaking to Dutch lawmakers, he said justice must be central to any peace talks and urged Europe to use frozen Russian assets to compensate Ukraine. He said Kiev was struggling to meet its financial needs, so the decision on using those frozen assets was crucial. The Kremlin says a proposed Christmas ceasefire put forward by Ukraine would depend on whether a broader peace deal is reached. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said the key question remains whether an agreement can be achieved, echoing comments by US President Donald Trump on reaching a deal. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said Kyiv supports the idea of a ceasefire during the Christmas period, particularly a halt to strikes on energy infrastructure. New details have emerged in Australia's deadliest mass shooting in nearly 3 decades, with police confirming that the 2 alleged attackers behind the Bondi Beach assault travelled to the Philippines shortly before the attack. Authorities say early evidence points to an Islamic State-inspired terrorist act targeting a Jewish religious gathering. According to the Philippines Immigration Bureau, the 2 entered the country on the 1st of November and departed on the 28th. Suspect Sajid Akram travelled on an Indian passport, while his son Naveed used an Australian passport. Australia's Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has also confirmed that the recent Sydney attack was inspired by the terrorist organisation Islamic State, calling it a global challenge and praising the courage of a civilian hero who intervened during the violence. He also spent nearly half an hour visiting Ahmed Al-Ahmed in a Sydney hospital. The Prime Minister thanked him on behalf of the Australian people and described him as the best of our country. At least 17 Thai soldiers and 15 Cambodian civilians have been killed in the latest border clashes between Thailand and Cambodia. Thailand says Cambodian forces crossed into its territory, prompting a response in self-defence, a claim Phnom Penh has yet to answer. Cambodia says more than 400,000 people have been displaced, as both countries accuse each other of launching attacks since fighting began earlier this month. At least 7 people have been killed after a small private aircraft crashed while attempting an emergency landing in central Mexico. The aircraft, carrying 8 passengers and 2 crew members, had taken off from the Pacific coastal city of Acapulco and encountered difficulties mid-flight. Authorities said the pilot attempted an emergency landing on a football ground. During the landing attempt, the plane veered off course and struck a warehouse, causing a fire that engulfed the aircraft. US President Donald Trump has sued the BBC for defamation over edited clips of a speech that made it appear he directed supporters to storm the US Capitol. Trump accused the broadcaster of defaming him by splicing together parts of a January 6, 2021 speech, including one section where he told supporters to march on the Capitol and another where he said, "Fight like hell." It omitted a section in which he called for peaceful protest. And dense fog has forced authorities to shut several major motorways across Punjab, as visibility dropped to dangerous levels. In Lahore, air quality remained hazardous, with pollution levels among the highest globally. Commuters were left stranded for hours, voicing frustration over delays, while officials said roads would reopen once conditions improve and urged travellers to remain cautious. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.